Gosh darn it. I
Hello,
lost it.
everybody. Oops, I'm going live. Bone Lover, or the new what's your new name? Long Legs. Hello,
Yeah.
hello. Welcome everybody to the YouTube stream. Hi. My name is Strawberry of Strawberry's Gamers Society, or StrawberryGS of Strawberry's Gamers Society, depending on how you want to look at it. And I am playing Minecraft on Strawberry's SMP today. Hello. Welcome, Prison Giraffe. Oh, aha, Fortnite grinder. You know, I have never actually played Fortnite. Yeah. I am, in fact. Yes, I am.
It's not that good.
Yes, I am in fact stuck in a box. Don't play it, please. Hey, checkmate! Welcome back. Thank you for joining over on YouTube. And for those YouTube viewers, I would like to remind you that I love it when you guys comment on anything at all. Like when I do 10 push-ups or 10 squats, if you just count them down with me, what that does is it helps the YouTube algorithm. If YouTube sees lots of messages in the chat, it helps the YouTube algorithm think that more people like the stream and I get more engagement, and then they show my stream to more people. Yeah. Oh, hey, yes, yeah, on YouTube I start at 5 minutes after the hour. Well, I'm glad you found it, checkmate. On YouTube I start at 5 minutes after the hour, and on Twitch I start as close as I can to right on the hour, because on Twitch it's a different culture, and you have to be aware of the different culture. On YouTube, if you have a starting soon screen, nobody's gonna stay to watch. But on Twitch, if you have a starting soon screen, then people are like, yes, this streamer is gonna start soon and I'm gonna be able to watch it from the very, very beginning. So on Twitch, I start right on the hour, and I kind of just chat with the people in my VC for about 5 minutes before I actually get started, and then I start, officially on Twitch and YouTube at about the same time, about 5 minutes after. The other thing I do is on Twitch, if you run advertisements manually, then they won't show pre-roll ads to people. So I always do 1 minute of ads right at the very start of the Twitch stream. Let us thank our sponsors. So that when I actually begin the real stream, if people come, then they don't have to see any pre-roll ads, because I hate advertisement. I do not like it from the core of my being. Yeah. Why did the number what? Yes, Oh, Call of Duty. Oh. Yeah, my brother plays Call of Duty. I have never actually played that one either. Yeah, the live action, or I guess not live action, but the Twitch games, the ones where you have to react to other people really quickly, there's a problem with just being now 50, is that your reaction speed just isn't that good. You have to use superior tactics, and I haven't played that kind of game for generations, so I have neither the reaction time nor the superior tactics. Although, in a couple of weeks, I hope to restart getting Minecraft tutoring so that I can develop some superior tactics for playing games on MCC Islands. Oh, a key, yes. Oh, nope, I am old. I am officially a mom. I have been streaming for, at this point, almost 5 years, and my oldest son is now 20, if you can believe it. Yep, and my youngest daughter just went off to college, which brings us to today's mom topic. So today's topic is all about making friends in a new environment, like when you're starting off on the new school year, if you just start a new job, or it's just about making friends. Oh, you've only got 3 days to get your remote, Prison Giraffe? Well, I hope you get it. Yeah, working towards a goal and achieving your goal feels good. Thank you, Checkmate. Yeah, I think that I am definitely young at heart, I would have to say. And also, I don't know, when I was a kid, I thought that 50 was so old. But now that I'm that age, it's really not that bad. And, you know, Long Arms has been more than 50 for almost 5 years now. That's my husband. And he doesn't feel that old. 50's the new 30. Yeah. All right, Prison Giraffe, let us know. Let us know if you hit your goal. Okay, let's see here. When you have one of these, if the guys fall down to the bottom, they can be a pain to find. There they are. All right. Doing our trial chamber, and while I just do the trial chamber here, the mom topic for today is how do you make friends and remain true to yourself? And also, how do you avoid being bullied in school? And I think this is really important. There are an awful lot of people in my chat who have said, and I'm not just saying, I'm labeling people, but these are people who have actually said that they have diagnoses of being on the autism spectrum. And that makes it harder to make friends because sometimes things that are obvious to people who are, quote, neurotypically developing are not necessarily obvious to people with autism spectrum disorder. Hello, Bear Baker! Hey, Checkmate, you're in 2 places at once! Thank you so much! Yes, thank you for all the support. Okay, got it, Prison Giraffe! Go focus. Achieve your goals. The VOD will be up. You can always watch the VOD later. Yes, it's just less interactive. And I find watching live streams is really fun when they're live, but they're usually not as good afterwards, unless it's something like really, really important or some good lore or something, because it's the interactivity that makes it fun. The plotting, I mean, most of the time when you're watching a video, you want really tight cuts and you want to cut out all the boring stuff. But when you're watching something live with somebody who's going to interact with you, yeah, you know, it's fine to be special. Like, sometimes being different and being special and having the ability to hyper-focus on something is frequently, you know, that's something that can be used to your advantages in some situations. Like, it makes it much easier to be a computer programmer, for example. And much easier to understand rules-based systems. But sometimes that little bit of, why is everybody else figuring something out and I'm just not? Or even worse, why is everybody picking on me? What did I do? And, you know, sometimes people pick on you because there's something wrong with them. And when that happens, there's like literally nothing you can do other than make friends with other people. And making friends is a skill, and making the choice to be okay with other people's imperfections. Like, sometimes you don't want to make friends with everybody because you don't like the other person. And I hate to break it to you, but sometimes people are friends with people who have characteristics that they don't like. And that's still better than not having friends. Like, it's important to make friends, and sometimes the better you get to know somebody, the more you're able to ignore the parts of them that you don't like and just love the parts that you do like and accept the parts that you don't like. Yeah. Oh, hey, thank you, Bert Baker. I'm glad you were able to stop in. Hello, it's Kay's Noob. Welcome to the stream. I am Strawberry. Yeah, see ya. Bye, Bear Baker. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you're able to be here, even if it was just for a little bit. Alrighty. So, what was I saying? Oh, yes. So, sometimes it's important to, it's more important to have friends than to have friends who are wonderful. But it's also important to make friends with people who share your values. People who aren't going to pick on other people. Because a lot of times you can be pressured into bullying other people or saying bad things. Oh, hey, thank you, Pepsi Train, for the hydrate. Yeah. Oh, you never thought of these streams as a place to talk and get advice. Oh, hello, it's Kate Noob. I am Strawberry.
These streams not just keep people entertained, but they also give them advice. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. I am a mom streamer. That's why I started streaming. I used to hang out in Dreams Offline chat 5 years ago. And I basically would be a bunch of people just waiting for Dream to go live. 10 push-ups. And people would chat about their lives, and I would give out mom advice because I'm a mom,
pieces of exercise
and
for
that's
the
what
entire
I
week
do.
once you do it them.
Yeah, I have a lot of life experience under my belt. And eventually some of those people said, hey, Strawberry, you've got some really nice things to say. You should be a streamer. And so I started streaming, and I play Minecraft and give out mom advice. That is what this channel is all about. And today's mom advice topic is making friends and avoiding bullying in school. So I like to prepare a topic, and I can sort of follow whatever it is that you guys are interested in. Like, I usually prepare a topic every day, but if somebody's having a different problem and needs advice on something else, I'm usually, as a mom and as a streamer who's been doing this for 5 years now, I can usually pontificate off the cuff about an awful lot of topics. I have just turned 50. I am really old. I have a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old about whom I am really proud. Yeah, my kids turned out really good. They're both in college now, and I am so proud of them. Like, it wasn't always easy. Raising children is not easy, but, if you're one of those, I hear that the younger generation is like, I'm never gonna have kids, that it's too much work, and why would I ever want to take care of something that's not just myself? Having kids is hard. And having kids is hard, but it's also really, really rewarding. And, when you have kids, then, yes, sometimes people, whatever it's called, they ghost their parents. They go no contact with their parents. Sometimes that happens, but I like to think if you've done a good job parenting, then they won't do that. Yeah. Yup, I'm a little like Philza. I'm older than Philza. Philza, I think, is like 34 or something. I'm not quite old enough to be... Philza's kind of halfway in between me and my kids' age. Okay, something is still alive, but I don't know where it is. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore it and go up here. Oops, why can't I get up there? Okay, I'm gonna ignore it and go up here and get this chest. I am looking for a book, a 4th book of Windburst. Yeah, I mean, sometimes there's a reason people go no contact, and sometimes the kid is just full of themselves. Like, I have a friend at church who will send her daughter text messages saying, "Hi, honey, I love you, and I hope you come home from Christmas." And I am also I'm friends with both the mom and I'm friends with the daughter on Facebook. And the daughter will take a screenshot of this message from her mom, where her mom texted her saying, "Hi, honey, I love you, and I hope you come home for Christmas," with, "My parents are so nasty and manipulative and mean, and, they're just absolutely awful people, and I can't believe that my mother texted me and wants me to do something." And, yeah, exactly. Sometimes it is the parents' fault when the kids go no contact. And sometimes the kids are just, they spend too much time on the internet is the best I can do. Hello, Bonelot Lover, don't forget you're still live, so only chat if it's relevant to the stream. I don't want to have to. Okay, I'm gonna have to mute you unless you're saying something that are.
I'll just mute myself.
Yes, please do. I don't want to have to mute you for the rest of the stream. Thank you. I am trying to do a good, entertaining stream. Let's see if we get the book. Oh, I got an armor trim. Armor trim is not a Windburst book. Oh, hey! Tech Blaze is now in the game. Excellent. Hello, Kevin Hook. Welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you. Yes, so today's topic is making friends and avoiding bullying. Both very important things to do. And in fact, one of them helps with the other. Now, sometimes there is absolutely nothing you can do when you are being bullied other than just, try to change your environment. I mean, you can try to change the bully. You can try to change how the adults in the situation react. And I think nowadays, adults are more likely to remove a bully from a situation than they used to be. But it's really hard. An awful lot of the bullying advice is tell an adult you can trust. But the thing is, when you become an adult, and some of you are 18 or almost 18, once you turn 18, you don't suddenly know how to deal with bullies when bullies are bullying other kids. The adults don't necessarily have advice on what to do, on how to deal with bullies. Ooh, exciting checkmate. New desk. Kevin Hook, of course I remember you. You've come to almost every stream. And if you keep chatting, I'll bet you can take over slot number 1 because you are one of the ones who sticks around as opposed to swiping away. Yes, so, bullying. One of the best ways to do, to survive being bullied is to make friends. So, I don't know. Which should I talk about first? The bully or the making friends? I think I'm gonna talk about the bully first, because I prepared. Look at this fancy streamer here. Oops. I have all set up a newspaper article. So I clipped this a long time ago, more than a year ago, and I have saved it in my files to use when I talk about bullying. Yeah. Aww. Well, thank you for the hydrate. Yes, and I see that you do have the cheer badge. I appreciate that. Yes. So this is an article that I clipped out of the Wall Street Journal. It was in response to someone else's article about bullying. and being bullied. And this was written by a guy who used to bully people 60 years ago. And it says, I'm just going to read this out loud while I get bullied by whatever it is that's, continuing to drop potions of swiftness on me. Yes. Mr. Green's op-ed struck a chord with me. I bullied another boy at camp one summer. I never did anything physical, but I called him Spaz until he went frantic. The counselors tried to get me to stop, but all I did was change the word. When the counselors used physical force to punish me, I laughed. I remember that I thought it was funny that I could cause someone else to lose his marbles by taunting him. I think the kids are somewhat sociopathic. It bothers me today what I did more than 60 years ago. So that's an article from the bully's perspective. Sometimes the bullies don't really realize what they're doing. Sometimes they're just, they think it's funny and they don't really look at things from the other person's perspective. Ooh, cat. There we go. They don't always look at things from the other person's perspective. Let's put this in here. This is special. I want to lose that. And so you can take two pieces of learning here. One is that sometimes the counselors or the teachers or whoever can't protect you when someone is intent on bullying you. And I think nowadays counselors and teachers are more likely to expel a person or completely remove them from the situation. But sometimes they won't, especially if the counselors are being paid by the bully's parents to take care of you. Then sometimes they feel really bad sending a kid home from summer camp for bullying if the kid's parents paid, $700 for the kid to be there. They feel obligated to provide a summer camp experience for the bully as well as for the person who's being bullied. Yes, I do love playing MCC Island, and soon I am gonna get a tutor for MCC Island. That's gonna be in a couple of weeks. I am looking forward to it. I'm gonna play a lot more MCC Island starting this fall. Yes. Okay. So, anyway, sometimes you can't do much about being bullied, and, you can go to the counselors and they can try to make the other kid stop, and sometimes that kid just won't stop. They think it's funny. And maybe you can try to talk the other kid into it and say, hey, stop doing this behavior. It's really hurtful to me. And sometimes they'll just keep doing it anyway. And that makes it pretty darn miserable for you. And so what can you do about that? And let's see here. Ooh. And so what can you do about that? And the best defense when you can't have help from the counselors and you can't talk the kid into stopping. Sometimes what you can do is make it so that it is the other person's problem. Like, they say violence is never the answer. It's only the answer when you've tried everything else. But you didn't hear that from me. Definitely discuss that with your own parents first. Babies! Baby zombies! No! Ah! Yikes. Good thing I'm holding a totem. Eat. Those baby zombies are nasty! Yes! Babies can be nasty! Yeah. Oh, hey, that would be awesome. Thank you, checkmate. Yeah. So, sometimes your best defense is to try to remove yourself from the situation as much as possible. Just avoid that person who is bullying you, and then look at why did that person pick you? Now, sometimes there is absolutely nothing you can do it. I mean, sometimes people pick on the popular person to get bullied. Sometimes that happens. But most of the time, people pick on the person without any friends. That's who gets chosen to be bullied. And, you know, maybe you don't like anybody else, and maybe you don't want to have any friends, but you also don't want to be bullied. And sometimes it is less effort to go through the motions of pretending to be friends with someone so that you don't get bullied. So that, you know, sometimes that is less effort than, you know, being bullied and dealing with the emotional trauma of having somebody bully you all the time. And so it's really important to make friends. Because one, if you've got a friend and you're getting bullied, then the two of you guys can say, hey, look, that person just kept calling me spaz. Isn't that funny? As opposed to, you know, freaking out and behaving in the way that the bully thinks is funny. Sometimes you can control your own behavior. And, you know, there's that thing of just ignore the bully and they'll go away. Don't rise to their insults and they'll stop you. Sometimes they're going to keep doing it anyway. Sometimes that works when you have just your normal run-of-the-mill bully. But if you've got a super bully who's a little bit broken themselves in terms of not realizing what other people are thinking and feeling... Yikes. Run away! Run away! Eat. Yes. So, sometimes you can use words and say, hey, stop it, or hey, when you do this, it makes me feel that, or I feel upset because, you know, use that I language instead of that you language. Sometimes that works. Sometimes you can convince the person to stop bullying you. And, yeah. Sometimes they can, if you don't react to them, then they'll stop picking on you and they'll pick someone else. And sometimes they're just broken. Sometimes it's just about them and it's not about you. And, you know, sometimes bullies will pick on even the popular kids who have friends. But the thing is, if you have friends, yeah, look out, Strawberry, look out. If you have friends, then, you know, you have somebody that you can retreat to. Somebody who says, what? Somebody who can share with you, wow, that bully was really harsh today. And once you get to be an adult, then you don't have to stick around in environments where the bullies are. And the bullies can, you know, they can be quite lonely as adults because people are no longer forced to spend time with them. Unlike in the school environment where you're pretty much forced to continue to be near that person. There we go. When you're an adult, you can actually make your own choices about who you hang out with, which is really nice. And I mean, sometimes you have bullying problems at work, but that is, I've got a different mom stream on saving your money. You can find a different job. Yeah, if you have a financial cushion, you can find a different job. But this is more about bullying in school, where you literally don't have a choice. Now, sometimes your parents will allow you to switch schools, which sometimes that can be the right answer. But for the most part, your best bet is to make friends with other people. Now, how do you do about that? Like, oh, I am using complementary shaders version 4. I really like these. Let me see. Will this show it? Options, video settings, shader pack. I am using complementary shaders 4.7.2. I really like these. Yeah. Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. Today is more lecture style. Especially when I talk about difficult topics, people might not want to share their experiences, and that is just fine.
Yep.
Yep. Hey! Pepsi Train, you're back! Yeah! Yeah! Super duper vanilla. I have not. If you want to join the Discord and put those in my Discord, I can potentially check them out. Although I usually don't download things from unknown websites. So if you like send images of what they will look like, if I think it's really, really cool, I might decide that I'm going to take that risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So making friends. How do you make friends at school? And one of the easiest ways is to go sit by somebody, and also make, like, there's some things where, you know, you don't want to completely change yourself in order to make friends with other people. Hello, Kevin Hook! Back again. Okay, or I think I just saw that. Move? Wait. Yes. Hello, hello. Yes, and so how do you stay true to yourself? Like, if you really don't like sports, then you're probably not going to wind up best friends with the person who is absolutely obsessed with sports.
Yeah.
But how do you be friendly to that person anyway, especially if they are the kind of person who is going to be willing to sit near you? Like, sometimes, you know, sometimes people, when they have freedom of association, they choose not to associate with you. And then how do you find that person who is okay with associating with you? And
yeah,
how do you maintain that friendship afterwards? One of the things that you can do... Oh, the babies are back! Yikes.
Oh God! Why they have diamond armor?
Yeah, they are strong! Man!
Oh God, you're on 4 hearts!
Yes, divide and conquer! Divide and conquer! Oh, there comes another one.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, so when you're having conversations with somebody, sometimes you have to, like, kind of pay attention to how often are you talking versus how often is the other person talking. Now, sometimes opposites attract, and a good friendship happens when there's one person who loves talking about anything and everything, and there's another person who's happy to just sit there and be a good listener. Sometimes that works as a friendship. But if you are the person who does all of the talking, especially if people tend to avoid you and not be that person who just sits and listens while you do all of the talking, then listen to how much is the other person talking. Make sure that you give the other person a space to be in the conversation. Now, I know when I'm a streamer, I don't frequently do that. Right, Pepsi?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, well, As a streamer, I have learned that if you have moments on stream where nobody is talking, yikes, don't die, don't die. If you have moments on stream where nobody is talking, that does not make for very good content. So I tend to monologue a lot and talk a whole lot more than anybody else who's in the chat. But if I'm just playing and hanging out and I'm not the streamer, then I try a whole lot harder to make sure that everybody else has a chance to say something, to hear and be heard in the conversation. And when you're making... Go ahead, Pepsi.
I forgot.
Oh,
you finish.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yikes! Oh no, I'm surrounded. Help! Help! Run away!
Sure, you should heal.
Yes, I'm
Forget
trying.
our bugs.
Yes, I'm trying.
You know, golden apples.
There we go. I need a safe place. Get me out of here. Okay, there we go. Hit these guys one at a time. One at a time. Okay. Alright, I'm okay. I'm okay. Potion of strength time.
Yep. What is that potion?
Yes. Okay. So, sorry, before I was, about to die, I was talking about remembering when you're having a conversation with someone, it's good to check in with them from time to time about what are they interested in. So, like, back to my earlier example of the person who is obsessed with sports and really cares every night which team beat which other team and which players, did what for, which players did what for their sports performance. And if you go on and on endlessly about it and the other person isn't saying anything or doesn't seem to be interested, that can make it difficult for them to want to be friends with you. So if you are obsessed with a topic and you want to just talk about that topic and nothing but that topic, it is important to check in with your listener every once in a while and figure out, are they just being polite, or do they actually want to hear from you? And, if they never say anything about your topic and they never offer anything as a part of that conversation, maybe you might want to pick a different topic, or maybe try to spread it out amongst different people. So I'll give you an example from my life in that I am kind of, I wouldn't quite say obsessed, but one thing that's really important to me in life is, oh, look at that. Oh, never mind. One thing that's really important, squirrel! One thing that's really important to me is becoming a good streamer and becoming a good YouTuber. And I kind of think about it all the time. I think about making content all the time. The problem is, people in my IRL are not interested in making content, and they don't want to talk about it all the time. And so I kind of have to temper it and only talk about what I'm thinking, occasionally, only a little bit. Long arms can probably keep me honest on this conversation. How much do I talk about streaming when you don't care about streaming? We only talked about it for hours and hours during our 40-hour car trip. Like, only maybe 5 out of the 40 hours of car trip that we had. Right now, it is 1:45 for me. Checkmate?
Checkmate, this ain't enough.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, alright. Baked potatoes. Do not need baked potatoes. Whew. Whew. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I do, however, need more keys. I can always use more keys. There we go. Now I have 2 keys. And I'm trying to remember. Did I already get this one? We'll find out.
Yeah.
Nope, I did not. Okay, let's make space in my inventory. Here, I will. Let's put that there. And just ditch stuff I don't need.
Yeah.
Okay. Flow, I'll keep that. Shall I keep these? There we go. Okay, and good enough. I have space. More flow armor trim. Well, if I wanted flow armor trim, I would have a lot. Ooh, and a golden apple. Let's put that in my hotbar for now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, it is 1:45 p.m. for me, checkmate. Alrighty. So, now where to? Anyway, yes. I play Minecraft. That keeps the streams exciting, or keeps something visually interesting to happen while I give out mom advice.
Yes.
So,
especially when you know you have a key. Wait.
Yes, I have a key.
Have you checked every single thing?
I've done at least 3 of them in this one, so I'm not sure if I've gotten them all yet or not.
You need one more, what's it called?
Yeah, so I might need another trial, treasure thing. What is that called? Oh, hey! Thank you for the hydrate.
Subscribe to the main StrawberryGS YouTube channel.
Oh, hey! Thank you! Bro! Thank you very much for the YouTube sub! Bro!
Let's go, baby! Also,
whoa!
why are there so many children attacking you? Jesus Christ!
Yes, oh, here they are. Here's all of the zombie children.
I just had to die so hard.
Woo! Okay, I survived! I survived.
It's so funny. One of them just doesn't fit the armor, just a diamond sword in hand.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. While I'm down here, is there anything else down here? Ooh, glowberries. I like glowberries. Okay, but I do not need glowberries! Why am I picking up glowberries? I have so many glowberries back home. I will take more torches, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, glowberries are renewable. Okay. Here we go. So, yes. If you need bullying resources, I pre-prepared. This is the US government's bullying website. And some of it is good advice, and some of it is like, yeah, but what do you do when that doesn't work? So, the first thing here that they say is treat everyone with respect. You know, don't be a bully. If you find that saying something can get a rise out of someone else, and this includes your parents, by the way. Usually every teenager goes through a phase where they try to get a rise out of their parents, and they say things like, you never loved me, or, I hate this family, or, I don't know what other things. I've heard things where kids will say stuff like, I hate my skin color, and stuff like that, where it's like, in some sense, maybe it's true, but maybe they're also just trying to get a rise out of their parents. I say this from the parental perspective. And, sometimes you want to just see how your parents react. And you want to sometimes you say those things because you want to hear the message from your parents. When you say, I don't love you, you want to hear them saying, well, I love you anyway. But if you keep doing it again and again and again, then that's like bullying your parents. And, they can take it, but they can only take it for so long. So don't bully your parents either. And luckily, my kids pretty much never did that. Like, they're really good kids. They might have tried it once or twice, but for the most part, my kids didn't do that. But I have seen friends who have children who do that. And, I'm obviously friends with the parents, and I think that my friends are pretty good parents. And it breaks the parents' hearts when the kids keep doing stuff like that. And if you're doing something just to get a rise out of the other person, or for your own emotional neediness, you are hurting someone else and not treating someone else with respect, then, look inside yourself and examine, why am I doing this? What emotional need do I have that isn't being filled, that I feel that I need to get a rise out of somebody else? And then look at, okay, is there a way that I can get my emotional need filled without hurting somebody else? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Oh, hey. So that is Pepsi Train, also known as the One of Something on Twitch. Checkmate. And I'm not sure if you're reading chat, Pepsi, but Checkmate thinks you're funny. Yeah.
Thanks, Checkmate.
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm not funny, so I'm glad that I have somebody else around. You can play, what is it? I'm the straight man and you're the comedian or something like that. Streams are just so much better when you've got two people interacting as opposed to one person just monologuing. So thank you, Pepsi Train, for being here. I appreciate you.
No problem, Strawberry. Even if I'm not the George Carlin levels of comedic hilariousness, which I wish I was, but
yeah. Well, back to what I said about people being obsessed about stuff. Some people are just obsessed about being funny and trying to figure out ways to be funny for other people. Like listening to some of Tommy's streams, he spends a lot of time thinking about jokes in advance and trying to be funny. And I know that it's just not my personality. Like that's not where my competitive advantage lies in terms of being a streamer. But I know that the people who do it are, they work at it, and it takes practice, and they spend a lot of time practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you mean by Tommy? Oh, Tommy Innit. That's who I mean. He has done a comedy tour. I got tickets to his tour last year. He works really, really hard. I have a lot of respect for him in that sense. I do not have respect for how Tommy bullies Dream. Like, I wish that he didn't. Yeah. Yes, I do mean the one and only Tommy Innit. Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. I am technically friends on Discord with Tommy Innit. But, I don't ever message him because we're not actually really, IRL friends or anything. But I did a piece of content with him briefly. Yeah. Yeah, I wish that Tommy didn't bully Dream. That's the one thing. Like, back when Dream was having all the problems with everybody. So, speaking of being bullied, even famous people, even people who are good at what they do, can be subject to being bullied. And in some sense, people sometimes don't feel bad being mean to people who are doing well. Like the people at the top of the social hierarchy at school, then they get bullied all the time. They are constantly worried about losing their place on the social hierarchy, and they feel like they are one bad fashion choice away from having everyone hate them. And usually, the way they play it, they are very good at the social games of playing off one person off the other and making everyone else feel insecure. But the people at the top, people sometimes don't have a problem with what's called punching up, with attacking people who are stronger than they are. And the thing is, that's not right either. It is not okay to punch up. It is not okay to be mean to anybody, because those people have feelings too. They're just a whole lot better at hiding it most of the time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that might checkmate. And so, anyway, when Dream was being bullied online for having tons of people call him, horrible things, a groomer and all sorts of other stuff, and all of those allegations were eventually proven to be untrue, Tommy, instead of being loyal to his friend Dream, he leaned into it, and he leaned into the jokes of continuing to call Dream a groomer. And Dream talked to him privately and said, "Hey, please don't joke about that. It really hurts me." And Tommy just kept doing it. And this got Dream kind of upset at Tommy. And Dream isn't perfect. I mean, he's also been public about the fact that he is yet another person on the autism spectrum. And he couldn't take it. He eventually snapped, and the two of them kind of had a falling out, which I think is really sad. And Tommy's like, I've been bullied by Dream, and I'm not entirely sure what happened to the two of them behind the scenes. All I saw is the public stuff, and publicly I saw Tommy basically making jokes at Dream's expense until the point where Dream cracked. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I have heard about the Schlepp situation. Oh, go ahead.
I've been trying to walk around trying to find you on your server until I stumbled across something with a username. I don't know if it's a grave or what, but there's something with a username and being attacked by something. I don't know what it is, because it says, "Well, I hear someone," and I don't know who they are.
Well, who's the? What's the username? Is it
to the chat.
Is it Harry Granger?
Okay, I'm about to die, and I just died.
Oops.
I'll let you know when I get back there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's lore surrounding Harry Granger's death. That is, in Trodden's lore, then Harry Granger was Trodden's friend, and they worked at a circus together. And Harry Granger's father wouldn't let Trodden do the circus act that he wanted to do, so he went off and started his own circus. And that's why we have the huge circus build on the server.
Yeah. And then I joined after the circus was built, and then I was confused.
Yeah. Yeah, we have done, Trodden especially has done some really good lore on this server. Okay, but I have been given 10 squats and 10 push-ups, so here we go. Let's do it. So if you are on YouTube, it looks like I currently have one concurrent viewer on YouTube. Uh-oh. So if you are on YouTube, go ahead and count these down to me. When there are more chats on YouTube, then I get more viewers. That's how YouTube works. Let's go! Exactly. Yes, I stream every day, 1 to 2 p.m. Pacific, which means after these squats and push-ups, I'm gonna end for today, unless you guys have more questions. Here we go! 10, 9,
have a lot of
8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Where's my script
3,
of them?
2, 1. Yes, if you're following on YouTube, see if you can count them down as quickly as I can do them in real life. Here we go.
Where is it?
10, 9,
Oh my,
8,
where's my script?
7, 6, 5, 4.
Oh, my script was cutting half the questions. That's where they all went from. Okay, that's 80 pieces of exercise for the entire week, I think. I have no idea.
Let's
But,
see.
let me see.
If that's the 4th one today, then that would make sense.
Maybe I missed something.
Thank you, long arms. Alrighty. So that is all I have time for today. Hopefully you guys liked it or got something out of it today. Yeah, make friends. Making friends means sometimes being friendly to somebody who doesn't bring you joy at every moment. Like, that's part of what a friendship is not always going to be perfect. So make friends. That's the number one thing. That is your biggest defense against bullying. Make friends. Don't be a bully. Listen to other people's words and look at their actions. If they look like they're being hurt or feeling hurt, don't keep doing the thing. Respect everyone. So, yes, make friends. Don't be a bully. If you are being bullied, then try to avoid that person as much as possible. Try to get help. Sometimes you just can't, and you just have to do what I call be awesome anyway. That was my takeaway being bullied, is that, I just have to be awesome anyway, and, sometimes is their problem, and you just can't help being the one that they picked to target. Whether at the top of the social ladder or the bottom, sometimes people will pick you, and the people at the top of the social ladder, they decide to just be awesome anyway. So you make that choice too. All right, that is it for tonight.
I have a question.
Oops, okay. Wait till after I end stream. Okay.